Hey everyone, this is Lala Reddy from Abstract Music Lab, and today I'm back here to the sound design channel recreating a DONK called Torsion from the Circle Volume 3, which you can get it over here in the description below and in the left side as well. You can see the box over there. But let's listen to the sound in context. If you want to listen to it isolated, it's a really low DONK. If you want to see the MIDI over here, you can see that it's playing on B1. Okay. Really cool sound. Now let's dive into DIVA directly and let's start with this sound over here. This is the initial preset in DIVA. Now what we're gonna do here in DIVA, we're gonna choose a digital oscillator, and in the digital oscillator we're gonna put here to both the pulse waves. This makes this sound really digital, and we're gonna deactivate this one and we're gonna activate this one because we're gonna use this later. The first thing we're gonna do is for the second oscillator, we're gonna put the tune a little bit higher. So essentially we're gonna put this 2 octaves up, 24. Now we're also changing a little bit of the pulse width. So the more that we increase, the smaller the width is. Actually, the bigger it is. And we're gonna do this for both channels over here. Now we're also increasing the spike over here, which essentially is going to bring a little bit of grit in the sound, as you can see it over here. Now we're also going to have to put the cross mod quite up, and you can see how much grit we get when we do this over there. Now we're also putting the mix all the way up, so essentially we're just listening to this sound, and we're going to choose sync over here, which is going to make the sound a bit more audible. Now, the last thing that we're going to have to do is choose this high quality over here. And essentially, that's it with the oscillator section. We're now going to go here into the analogs envelope 1 and 2, because envelope 1 is going to modulate the sound. And envelope 2 is going to modulate the spike up over here in the sound. That's why we turned it on. So here, in the oscillator 1, what we're going to do, this is a DONK. So a DONK is like really short. It doesn't have attack. It doesn't have sustain. So sustain all the way down and attack all the way down. Now, what we also have to do is make the release a bit longer and also make the decay a bit smaller as well. Now, we also have to choose the velocity and tune it a little bit up. So essentially, the harder you press, the more that you're going to get out of this envelope over here. And also, we're going to have to do the envelope 2, because the envelope 2 is going to modulate this over here. So envelope 2, essentially, we're going to do the same thing, attack and sustain all the way down, release a little bit higher over here, and also the decay a little bit smaller over here. But now let's modulate this over here, otherwise we're not going to listen to anything. You can see that for this initial hit, without it, and with it, you can see that it changes the sound just a tiny bit. And essentially, that's what we're going to have to do over here. And the same thing with this one. We're going to put the velocity all the way to 42, because we want this to, as harder that you press, the more you're going to get out of this envelope 2 modulation over here. And essentially, that's it with the envelope 1 and with the envelope 2. Now we're going to go here into the high pass filter. We're going to choose a byte high pass filter, because we're actually making the DONK out of this high pass filter. So for the high pass, we're going to put the cutoff to around something like this. Essentially, this is the cutoff of the high pass, and the peak, we're going to really put it up. And now with the envelope 2, you're going to see that we're going to create this donkey feeling to the sound. You can see this whoa, 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 whoa. So essentially, this envelope 2 moves the cutoff a little bit of the sound. Now, we have to do over here is go and choose a multi-mode, because in the multi-mode, we're also going to use envelope 2 to change a little bit of the cutoff as well. So the cutoff, we're going to put it actually a bit quieter. We barely listen to anything, but that's because we're using a 24 dB. We're going to use a 12 dB. You can see that we have a little bit more high end in there. Now, the resonance, we're going to put this a little bit higher as well. And again, we're using the envelope 2 to modulate this sound again. And essentially, we have the sound of the DONK already. Perfect. Now let's go a little bit into the main section because we're gonna have to do a little bit of tweaking also over here. So in the amplifier and panning, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna choose this over here and I'm gonna put this a bit higher. So you can see that you listen to it more in the left now. And that's because of the LFO that we have over here. We're gonna go here into the LFO, we're gonna choose a triangle sync. So this will be synced to the BPM and not according to the sound. And we're gonna put 1/4. You can see that now it wobbles according to the position of the arrangement and not to the position of the sound. And that's because we chose sync over here. So now, in addition to that, we're gonna go here and choose 2 voices. It's not gonna change much because we're not doing any modifications here in the trimmers, and in addition to that, we're also gonna have to choose the effects now. So now in the effects section, we're gonna choose first a delay, and we're gonna use the delay a lot. So essentially, the dry is gonna remain as it is, the center is gonna go a little bit higher, and the side is also gonna go higher. But there's too much echo in the sound going on. We're gonna high pass this a lot, and we're gonna low pass this a lot as well. It sounds a bit more contained, and we're gonna invert this. So instead of being 2, 4, 4, we're gonna do here a 4, 3, and a 2 over here. And this is going to kind of creating a ping pong delay. Now the wow is gonna go a little bit higher, and the wow essentially is gonna make the sound a bit more wobbly. The sound from the delay and the feedback a lot up. So you can see that the delay stays for a long time. Now the last thing we're gonna have to choose over here, a plate reverb. And in this plate reverb, dry is gonna go all the way up and the wet is gonna remain almost as it is. Now, in addition to that, a little bit of pre-delay and a little bit of diffusion off as well. Now we're gonna increase the dampening of the sound. And you can see that the high frequencies, they damp a lot faster as well. Now decay a bit higher. And the size a bit smaller. And now if you compare with the original, the only thing that is different is that this sound is too quiet. So what we're gonna do over here, we're just gonna go here and lower the volume a little bit of the sound. And that's it. Now, if you listen to it in context, with a little bit of sidechain, maybe a bit louder. And that's it. I hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos from the Sound Design channel. This is Lilo Reddy from Abstract Music Lab signing off. Cheers.
Hi, this video is sponsored by us. If you like these tutorials and want to support the channel, please check out our website packed with online courses and professional sample packs. Also check our ready-to-use and club-tested Serum presets. You can browse by the genre and style you're looking for, or get the incredible deal with the full Serum preset bundle. Thank you for listening, and now let's get back to your tutorial.